Yeah, go ahead. So we have, it's perfect, I wanted it to do this. Up until today, we have been working mainly with linear equations, right?
Yeah.
Yep, so linear equations in the form of functions and the form of, stop, please, stop. Tia, you gonna press stop for me? We were looking at data with linear equations. Go ahead, Tia. We were looking at data with linear equations, and think back to the very beginning of the semester when we started talking about equations with solutions. So how many solutions can equations have?
One.
One. What else? I can't talk. Yeah, what else? One solution. What happens if I have 3x plus 2 equals 3x plus 2?
Infinitely many.
Yep,
Yeah.
infinitely many.
IMS.
Or what else?
It could be.
No solution, right? So today we're going to look at 2 different equations, and we are going to see if they have a common solution. The technical term is simultaneous equations. What does simultaneous mean?
Same time.
Yeah, at the same time, so they have to do with one another, yep. But to start off today, I have a question for you. How many of you, raise your hand, know what DVDs are? Yep, how many of you know what VHS is? Or VHSs are, yep.
My dad stole my VHS player yesterday.
You still have a VHS player?
Not anymore.
Okay, how many of you, let's do this, prefer to stream your videos or to stream your movies opposed to like watching a DVD? So raise your hand for streaming. Raise your hand for DVDs. All right, so what we're gonna do first, what we're gonna do today is we are going to look at movies, like all the different types of movies that we have, and movie services, which are Redbox, Netflix, and now Apple TV, yeah. There are new ones like Roku, you could do Prime, you could do Amazon Prime, but these are the 3 main ones that we're gonna look at. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start off with looking at this news report that I found that's just yesterday saying that the DVD is still alive, because there are people who would say that the DVD is dead, there's no point in having it anymore, okay? So we're going to watch this, and then we're going to try to decide as a group and as a class what's the better deal? Like, is it better to go rent your DVDs from Redbox, or is it better to go to Netflix or Apple TV, all right? So we're gonna first watch this. Tia, would you do me a favor? Go ahead and hit play since you're back there because this board isn't aligned, and make it big. Yep, and start it.
More than 35,000 kiosks.
Okay, turn it up.
At its peak, Blockbuster Video only had 9,000 stores worldwide. Today, 68% of Americans live within a 5-minute drive of a Redbox kiosk. But thanks to iTunes and video on demand, millions have switched to streaming. After all, it takes a lot less time to click a few buttons on your remote control than it does to walk or drive to a Redbox. But if you take a look at the numbers, you might think twice. If I were to rent The Wolf of Wall Street on iTunes, it would cost me $4.99. But Redbox rents it on Blu-ray for $1.63 a day. I can get 15 movies on Redbox for the price of 5 iTunes rentals. Redbox boasts 1.2 million rentals a day, compared to 350,000 by iTunes. In fact, Redbox counts for 38% of all paid movie rentals. iTunes and video on demand combined comprises 23%. But where iTunes and video on demand has a slight advantage over Redbox lies in the availability of certain titles. Studios like Universal, Fox, and Warner Brothers make you wait 28 days before you can get their new releases on Redbox. So what that means is I won't be able to get Secret Life of Walter Mitty for a few more weeks. Not exactly what I'd call a deal breaker. But movies from studios like Paramount, Sony, and Lionsgate are available on Redbox the day they hit the streets. As for Netflix, they're not really a part of this conversation because they wait for months for most new releases to become available. The video store may be dead, but thanks to Redbox, the DVD can still be used for something other than a coaster.
Okay, so we are going to see if the DVD is still alive after this promotion is over. Yep, there we go. All right. So is the DVD alive or is it just going to be obsolete soon? How many of you actually use Redbox? Forgive me if I've already asked this. Okay, I've never actually been to Redbox myself because you actually have to go instead of just sitting in your house and being lazy, right? And flipping through. I know, it's lazy, I know.
Well, if you're just at the store already.
If you're at the store already, that works too, yep. So, some things that they talked about in the video were the fact that people may use Redbox because what?
It comes out before like
Okay, it comes out before, it's cheaper. Yeah, like they have some DVDs that release on Redbox before like Netflix.
I thought it released earlier on streaming and stuff, not the.
Yeah, not on Netflix. It may like on iTunes or something. Yeah. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the prices, and what we're going to do is we're going to use $120 per movie because isn't there a little bit of a tax whenever you rent Redbox, like some sort of fee?
Yeah.
And they say, Redbox says that the average person keeps it for 2 days, but for this we're going to assume that we're going to return it after a day. Okay, so we're going to make some assumptions here. On Apple TV, it costs $5 per movie. Bless you. And then on Netflix, it's just $9 per month.
If you order with Netflix for streaming, you can watch pretty much whatever you want as long as you want.
Right.
But it's only $9 a month, so you could pretty much save money.
All right, so Kane kind of led us into something that I wasn't going to say, but it's about which one costs less or which one would save you money. Because you guys are getting at that point, maybe in your life, so like you have high school, maybe you can get your own service at your own in your own room or in college. Yes, sir.
I'd like to build on what Kane said, and well, while they have the options, most people will only choose to watch like one show and then binge watch it at the end of the week.
Right, but what if we're talking about movies? Because you can't get movies on, or you can't get TV shows on DVD or Redbox. Me too. I'm a Netflix person, but this may change my mind. So what we're going to do is using this information in your groups, I want you to decide, you guys are going to come up with an argument. We're going to take probably 7 or 8 minutes, and I want you to come up with an argument in your group. You have to justify it. You can't just say, well, we want Netflix because I want to binge watch TV, right? You need to show me which one costs less or which one costs more, or which one's the better deal. Kane.
It's not necessarily going to be correct which one we pick because it just depends on the person on what they want to watch.
It does. It has a lot depending on what they want to watch, and there's some other variables.
Like if they wanted to stream or something, they could watch like seasons of a TV show, but with Redbox, even if you think it's cheaper, you're still gonna get just DVDs with the movies, which Netflix you can get like on TV.
Yep, so there's lots of advantages. So, but today we're going to strictly talk about the cost, okay? So when I say go, you guys are in your groups, you're free to talk. If you need anything, you know where to get what you need, right? All right, ready? Go.
We should do Netflix. I think Netflix. Because you could watch.
Yes, we're going to assume one movie.
Yeah.
No, so however many you rent, right?
Like half the time the movie I want to see all at Redbox is out.
That could be one way. Why don't you try it?
Netflix makes their own shows.
Right, but we're talking about movies and they are good. I know you don't. But we're talking about movies. And listen to what Colin said. But let me ask you this, how did you know that you could make an equation?
There's already slope, and if you watch,
What would this slope or the rate of change be?
and then
$1.20? Wait a second. But I'm not, you said that 120 is the slope, but it is, right? But why? Do you guys agree? All right, so these two aren't quite sure. Get them involved, please.
okay.
Alright, so
Ah. 30 cents
per day.
Oh. But we're talking about per movie though.
But it'd be cheaper because you can watch any movie any day. So basically, you want one day to watch one movie. So that's
Okay. All right.
that's all day.
All right.
And even if you watch more movies, it's still just 30 cents.
It's what? Well, I want your argument, but yeah, you have to back it up with some math. So where are you guys? Are you guys stuck somewhere?
Like we all think it's Netflix.
Okay.
You can watch as many movies as you want for $9, but it also depends on like how many movies you're going to watch.
You just hit the nail on the head. It said it depends on how many movies you're going to watch. So how could you show me that mathematically?
Like this.
Okay, so Kaylee said that Redbox is equal to $1.20x.
Yep. Okay, so if
But why would that work?
because if you're only gonna watch one movie a month, then Redbox is gonna be your cheapest option because you're only paying $1.20. But then if you're just gonna watch one movie a month with Netflix, it's gonna be $9.
Do me a favor, take your marker, and on that side, I want you to show me that, but can you show me that with some math? Any way you want to. Any way you want to. Okay, so this is 30 cents. Right?
Well, because these, if you want another movie, you have to pay an extra $5. So it's $5 per movie. But this is going to stay the same no matter how many per day.
You could watch 80 movies and it's still just
So,
30 cents.
okay, you're totally right. You're totally right about per day. But can we think about like per movie?
That would be $5 there.
You're right. But what if we did, what if you think about it, I want you to think about Netflix per movie that you watch, right? So if you watch one movie on Netflix, how much does it cost?
30 cents.
No, if you just watch one movie on Netflix, how much does it cost? Yeah. So have you watched 2 minutes, or what is it?
I don't think you'd get Netflix.
But are you paying it per day? Are you paying it per movie? No. You're not. Are you paying these per movie? Yeah.
So you're trying to say it's like $9 per movie?
It's not $9 per movie. It's just $9.
That's just a bad choice, though. This overall is
Well,
a bad
why?
choice. Because you watch 2 movies and you spend more than you
Can you
spend on Netflix.
can you show me that in a different way? You guys have this really cool table started, but what if you expanded it out to prove what Cosmo's saying? Does that make sense? That would be smart. Looking good, looking good. All right, you guys. Are we stuck? Are we stuck?
I know what I'm saying.
All right, tell me what you're saying.
If you watch a lot of movies, you probably want to get Netflix. But if you get Redbox and you don't watch a lot of movies, that's the best choice. But you could also forget to put the movies back in the Redbox machine, and it would be more money.
True, because
So-
you'd have to pay the extra
And you
fee,
don't have
right?
to do that for Netflix.
Right, but we're assuming that we are, Colin, I'll be there in just a sec, bud. We're assuming that we're gonna return it on the same day, okay? So in terms of this, we're looking at the cost, right? But I'm trying to decide per movie what's cheaper. How could we show that? If we had to explain to somebody, if you had to explain to your parents that you wanted to start using Netflix versus Redbox, how could you show them that? Okay, would an equation work? All right, why don't you guys work on doing the equations, and then I'm going to come back and see what you got for me. All right, so what do we have?
We have this.
Ooh, nice. All right, so 120x for for Redbox.
Yeah.
What do you think that y equals 9? Like, how come this doesn't have a rate of
It
change?
doesn't matter how many movies. Unlimited.
Because it's unlimited, because...
No matter how many movies you watch, because it'll still be $9 no matter what each month.
Okay. So you guys have got me some awesome equations. What else could you do? Like, could you show me other
That's
ways?
what I'm trying to. Oh, you want us to make tables and graphs?
It's up to that's up to you. Whatever you think would be most helpful, because here's my question. This is $9, right? But what if I only watch one movie? What's the cheapest? Right, but which one's cheapest? Netflix, right? No, not Netflix.
Redbox.
Why would Redbox be cheaper?
I was looking at Redbox.
It's $120 a day, but it depends on
Yeah.
when you keep the movie. But you said assuming we keep it one day.
So if you want to do a graph or you want to do a table, you could do that. I have, we have our regular graph paper, or we have the big sticky graph paper, whichever one you want to use. You don't have to, but this wouldn't tell, like if you had to go home and you had to explain to your mama which one that you wanted to get, like why it would be most economical to buy Netflix over Redbox, how would you prove that to her? Does that prove it? It does? Okay.
Yeah.
If you can justify, yeah. If you can explain it to her, sure
It
thing.
worked with my mom. I don't know about other people.
I would make a graph. I want to make a graph though.
Okay. Yep. Why would this be right?
No matter how many movies you watch.
No matter how many movies you watch, it's gonna be that good. So this is right so far. Yep. What else do we have? I'm coming, Logan.
Because if you buy like 3 movies, then you have to multiply it by that to get how much money it is for the 3 movies.
Okay. So you're going with 3 movies? Is that what y'all
Or
want to?
it's just however many.
All right. Well, you have to. You're gonna have to convince your classmates. So come up. You still have Apple.
Wait, can we come up with a number?
Sure. How could you do that?
Just plug it in.
You can plug it in. What else? Think about some other ways that we've shown stuff. All right. So Netflix, because you can watch as much movies you want for $9.
There's like 7. You can get 7 movies. So that's gonna be.
Oh, I don't understand I understand these equations. I don't understand this.
Oh, that's just math.
Let's do 8.
60 of the Apple TV is going to equal 200.
Hold on a second. 60 of Redbox is going to equal 60.
More than 60.
16. Wait. Hold on a second. Logan, say that. Tell Bridget what you just said.
It's gonna equal more than 60 because it's the point 2.
0.2.
We were just doing like live watch. 0.2. We were just doing like.
Well, what's the? Thank you. It's $1.20, right? So,
Would it be 80?
what if you bought 60, or if you rented 60 movies? What would the cost be? Do it.
Just guess.
Yeah, don't guess. Show. I mean, you were estimating, but you were off a little bit. All right, what do we have, friends?
Alright, so we choose Netflix.
Okay, why?
Alright, so what we did was we charged 15 movies. We charged for each one. For Redbox, we calculated $18 for 15 movies.
Okay.
For Apple TV, we came up with $75 for 15 movies, and with Netflix it's $9, which is just the normal fee. And then we put some reasons why Netflix would be a better reason for us to pick Netflix. More options on stuff you would like want to watch, such as like TV series, movies.
So are you guys movie junkies? Like, do you watch 15 movies?
Oh no.
What if it's someone like me who has a lot of extracurriculars and I don't have time to watch 15 movies?
15 movies in one night, maybe like throughout
What,
the day.
I'm talking about a whole month. What if I don't watch it a whole month? Because I have to go home and grade your papers.
Turn off your cable and just do Netflix.
Oh, I know what she's trying to say. If you don't like buy, if you only watch like 3 movies.
Yeah, no. Oh wait, okay. It depends. Yeah, it depends on the person. Like
Okay.
how much.
So then when do you make the distinction?
If you want to watch TV series, then you.
No, okay, but remember, we're not talking about TVs. I know you love the TV series, because so do I. I'm not gonna lie.
It's straight. It goes along with streaming.
It does. You're right. But we're talking about movies because you can't get movies on Redbox. So I want you to get away from the TV series, even though they are amazing, because I love the TV series. But
It's like if
Jack.
you only watch like 3 movies, then you would use Redbox. But if you watched like a lot, then you'd use Netflix.
Okay.
And since it's like over a month span.
all right, show me some of that. Okay, good. All right, let's take about another. How much longer do you guys need, Mark?
And that's just about.
All right, we'll let you come back. Oh, sassy over here. All right, so explain this to me.
It's showing the amount of movies you buy on this line and the cost of it in this line. and this Apple goes up the fastest. So that in the end, that's gonna cost the most.
So it goes up the fastest. What's that?
It costs the most.
It has highest slope because it what?
It's $5 for movie.
It's
$5
$5
for
movie.
movie.
All right, awesome.
Netflix says
Do me a favor. Since you guys are finished, I want you to put your board up here for me. Are you guys finished? Yeah. All right, let's put your board over here.
Oh, my stuff's upside down.
That's too easy.
Let's just do it right there. How about that?
But I guess it should be
If
easy
it
because we
falls,
don't
it's
want to
your
look
fault,
stupid.
Connor.
My stuff's upside down, guys. Look.
Oh yeah, you're right. Probably should move those out of the way.
It's fine.
Okay, is there another group ready to put their boards up? Bring it up here. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to tell them.
There's some things I can't say on
Here,
the
Logan.
mic.
We're gonna just start.
Ooh,
Yeah. I
you
can
guys
describe
got
things.
real
I'm not gonna.
crazy.
Can we leave it like this or just explain?
Yeah, yeah, as long as someone can explain. All right, and I'm gonna let you guys
Oh, we didn't choose.
continue.
Well, okay. I'll go up and.
Hold a second. Okay. All right, good. So we still have Margaret's group and Goldie's group still working, but I want to start with, let's just go here. So someone from this group who wants to talk to us about what they found out and what you guys decided.
It really depends on the person because if you watch a lot of movies, you probably want to get Netflix because it's going to be a grand total of $9 per month. But if you get Netflix and you watch a lot of movies, it's just going to add up and become what Netflix was. But if you watch a little bit of movies, Redbox is a better deal.
Because
It's going to be less money.
it'll be less because
Yeah.
why?
You're paying for a whole month for Netflix, and it's $9, and you'd only be paying for one,
Okay.
which would.
How many of you guys agree with Connor's group that says that it really depends on the person and how many movies they watch? Okay, good. Whose group wants to go next? All right, Tia.
Okay, I was kind of agreeing with Connor because if you watch a lot of movies, then you probably do want Netflix because it is $9 a month. And we kind of figured out if you have 4 days of Netflix, that's equaling up to one movie on Redbox. So because it's $120 after 4 days.
So they found the cost of Netflix per day.
Yeah. And,
Go ahead.
So Apple would be basically like if you want a movie every day, $5 per day or $5 per movie, then $120, and it just adds up. Yeah. So.
Anybody have anything?
And per month, it's $9 in 1 month, and if you get a movie every day for a month, Apple would be $150. Redbox would be $31.20, and Netflix is still $9. So it's always the best.
Huh. Interesting. Colin, if you want to stand up, you can, because you guys were the only ones who did something a little bit different.
We have a graph here, and it's like the Apple one, the most expensive, doesn't even like, even if you're just getting like one movie a week, it's still more expensive than Redbox and less expensive than Netflix. But Netflix is really good if you watch a lot of movies, like what they said, and if you don't, then Redbox. I kind of went on the assumption, because that's my family does, you get one movie a week.
Okay.
So, and 4 weeks in a month, so like 4 times.
All right, so look at their graphs. Anything interesting about their graph? Oh, yeah, we know. Yeah, it's linear because they all have a rate of change except for, which is just a constant. What else, Goldie?
There's 2 linear equations.
Yeah, there's actually 3. If you look at the very bottom is where you see Redbox. So it's not really to scale, but that's okay. Yep. You guys want to go? Or yellow. Who's our yellow group? All right. Who wants to talk?
I will.
Okay, go Colton.
So we decided that Netflix was the best because like Colin said or something, let's say you get one movie every 2 days or something, it's still $9.
So is that where you guys went here?
Yeah, that's what we did.
Okay. So they did, just so people who can't see, they did N is equal to, was that Netflix?
Yeah.
N is equal to 9. Redbox is equal, and then you just picked 60 movies. You guys watch a lot of movies. But it seems that's a lot of movies. That's like 2 a day. When do you have time for schoolwork?
Never.
Never?
No.
Okay, so they came up with the exact same equation, so I'm very proud of you guys for doing that. But continue on. Go.
So, yeah. And then we did Apple TV,
Okay.
$60. It'd be really, really, really expensive. It'd be
250,
like
I think, is what
200,
you came up
yeah.
with.
And then Redbox would be, I think, $72
Yep.
to do, because
Okay.
it's $120 per movie. So Netflix would be the best because it's unlimited for $9.
Okay, and are you guys finished? Can I use yours? All right. Look at this, and I did not. Sorry, I did not even tell them to do this. And there goes that.
Oh, Zach, thank you for saving my
You saved it. You saved it. All right, give me Netflix. Give me your Margaret or somebody from your group. Go.
Well, basically, just like everyone else, we decided that Netflix would be the cheapest, depending on how many movies you watch. If you watch you can watch as many movies as you want, but also depends on what kind of person you are. Because if you're like me, I'll start watching a movie on Netflix and then I won't like it. So you can do that on Redbox, so you get more options on the movies that you watch. So basically, yeah, we decided that was Netflix.
So, guys, will you talk to me about what's in your X? What's on your X side of the table?
How many movies?
So the number of movies you watch, and then the Y was what?
How much money it would be?
How much money it would be. So on Netflix, it's the exact same thing that Colin's group showed on the graph. Is that no matter how many movies, what's your cost going to be? $9. Here on Apple, it increases at a rate of what?
$5.
Yep, and then here it increases at a rate of $1.20. Does anyone notice a point? Oh, go ahead, Kay. I'm sorry, bud.
Okay, how come we wouldn't put in this, I know we probably might not do this, but wouldn't, cable companies going under this such as, they have streaming also? So,
Right, and that's a good point that you brought up, Ken, because I had really thought about doing that. But the problem with that is that when I pay my cable bill, I also have internet included in it, and I wasn't quite sure how to make that work. Okay, because you could factor in the cost that you would need internet for these. So everybody, look at Margaret's groups. At what point is Netflix really expensive? 2 movies.
4 movies.
4 movies.
6 movies.
6 movies.
All of them. That's about it.
To a probably about what? Can you see all the way down here, Logan?
Around 7.
7. So up until 7 movies, what's the cheapest?
Redbox.
Redbox. Okay, so I'm going to kind of put a line here. Margaret, I'm sorry to mess up your beautiful work. Is Apple TV ever the cheapest?
No.
So what I think everyone is trying to say is it depends on the number of movies you watch, right?
Yeah.
But here is where Netflix becomes cheapest, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to show you my graph that I made just because it's exactly what these two guys. I just like the graph because it goes to, it gives me a visual, but that table is very sassy and I do like that a lot. So, give me just a sec to pull up my graph. Nope, I hit the wrong thing. And if you guys want to get your boards down, you can while I do this. I hit the wrong thing again. There we go. All right.
This way.
Yes, sir. Eraser?
Are we erasing?
No, I want you to hold on to yours because I didn't give you a chance to show.
I get some water.
Yeah. Okay. See, we will you make sure that this plug is still plugged in the front for me, please? Of the computer. In the front. It's the gray one in the front. Yep, it is. It's just not working, huh? Here we go. Maybe. My graph is a bit more colorful than yours, and it is a smart document camera. What is the problema? All right, so we may have to skip this, and I just may have to show you. So here's my graph that I made. I know you can't really see it. I'm sorry that thing won't work. But so it's exactly what Kaylee's group showed me on their table, is that up until this point, which is about 7 movies, so on the green line, about up until there, Redbox is cheaper, right? And then on the orange line is where it becomes the cheapest, or more cost effective to buy Netflix. Here we established that iTunes was just that Apple TV was just way too expensive. Does anybody have Apple TV? Is it worth it?
No.
Okay.
I think
It's not, you can't really take it
You
back.
can get Netflix on it.
Yeah, I stream
You
that.
can?
Other than that, it's
But do you still have to pay for your Netflix account?
Yeah.
But
Huh.
But you could like put anything
that's
on
what I
you
do all
want.
on Saturdays.
All right, well, here's another thing that we didn't think about, and I kept thinking that Kane was going to go here, but you kind of did, but not really. So, I didn't mean to do that. We don't just like pay for the price. I know, typical misread move, typical misread. You don't just like automatically pay for it and get to watch it, do you? No. What you need some stuff. So what are some variables or some things that are some factors that are going to help us watch these movies?
TV.
All right, Goldie and then Bridget.
Like, what gets you to get that?
Yeah, what do we use? Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get in your car to go to Redbox.
Okay, so you have to get in your car to go to Redbox.
I can walk to mine.
You could walk, but we're gonna assume I can't walk to mine.
You can walk in the rain.
I wouldn't walk in the rain. Bridge,
You have to have money.
you have to have money. Yep.
You have to have, for like Netflix, you have to have like an internet device. Like, you have to drive to get the internet device too.
True, but we'll just assume you had it. So I stream my Netflix on my Wii. Does anybody else stream their Netflix on the Wii? Yeah. Yes, I play a Wii. Stop making fun. And I'm very
Apple
good.
TV and my TV.
I haven't heard of a Wii.
And I can beat you at any Mario game.
Not Wii fishing.
Okay, so Ashlyn is so right. So what I did is I looked up the cost of a Wii, and someone may not want to buy the Wii because it's like $150, and they actually now have a Wii Mini that's $99. But yes, people still buy Wiis. All right, we're moving on from that. But what I did look up was the cost of a wireless adapter, which is what you're saying, and that cost $40. That was just at Wally World at Walmart. So you may be able to get a cheaper one, but for this problem, we're just gonna use $40. Am I cool with that? Yeah. Kane?
Whenever if you get a wireless adapter or something, you're most likely going to use it for something else in your house.
You
or
could.
something, so it's not only going to be just for Netflix.
Right, but if we're talking about just to watch Netflix, we would have to have something to stream it through, right?
For Apple TV, do you have to have an Apple device?
Ooh. Who are my Apple people? What do we need?
You don't have to.
No, you don't.
Logan, what do we need?
iTunes account.
You know, iTunes account, which is free.
You need a Mac in the house. That
Do you?
run
No, you don't.
to-
No, you don't.
Margaret.
You don't. You just have to have a TV. That's like Apple TV.
Yeah.
Wait a second, but what does it stream through, Logan?
It just streams through your Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Wi-Fi.
Like you
So
can.
you don't have to have this little box right here?
You have
No,
to
you have
have
a
it.
little box.
You can
Yeah.
control it.
Tia.
You have to have a TV and Wi-Fi, and then you put like some box to the TV or whatever.
All right, yeah, so we're just gonna take the TV out of this whole entire equation, all right? We're gonna assume that everyone has a TV. But if you were going to use Apple TV as your service, that little box costs $100. Okay? We're not getting into that. And then Goldie, going back to Redbox, Goldie said that gas, for those of us who drive there, because I can't walk to a Redbox, be like Frogger trying to get across the street. So I just averaged in the cost of gas was like getting there and back would be about 50 cents per mile. Okay? So you would also need what?
A car.
No, well, not a car. We're not going to factor in that. Come on, guys. This one's an obvious one. A DVD player. Yep. And the cheapest.
Some TVs yeah, but Xbox.
Logan.
Is there a cheap TV player for $40?
Yes, sir. I found it on Walmart.
Well,
Yep.
some TVs. Are you sure it works?
Okay.
Alright, if you would use Netflix, how would you use it? Like, what would you have to use with it? I mean, I don't think the TV would just have.
Right. So you have the TV, and what like. I have my Wii attached to it, and the Wii's connected to the internet. So that's why I didn't use the Wii. Yeah, so that's why we're charging the wireless adapter. I'll move it up top. It's just $40. Okay, so here's my question now: does this change the cost of our whole? Does that take everything that we just did and blow it out of the water?
No, not really.
You don't think?
Because
all right.
Netflix is still the cheapest.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Bridge, we're not going to take the cost of Wi-Fi. We're not going to factor that into it, okay? Well, prove it. Prove it. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get to you guys, but everybody else would pretty much say the same. All right, so how are we going to prove it? Oh, fancy. Why do you need that?
How do we know how much money?
Well, we're just going to assume that 50 cents, so let's say we go rent Frozen, right? So I'm going to go get Frozen, and I have $1.20 that I have to pay for the movie, but then I'm also going to have to pay 50 cents to get there and get back.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So what if you're can you stream Netflix just through your TV? You don't need anything else?
You could watch on the computer.
Well, yeah, but for the gas, what if you're already going somewhere and you pick it up with the gas?
So we're not going to worry about all those extra things. We're going to worry just about this, okay? All right, so go.
Wait, are you going to use them as Y-intercepts?
Well, yeah, but you cost the movie because we're figuring out per movie, right?
It wouldn't be. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not per movie, is it?
Yeah, we have it. We
So
have
then
it. 40 is the new wire set.
Yeah, but look at that.
So we could use
Michelle, how much you put that X
40 for the wire.
So
Does this work? Hold a second. What is
The X is months.
But we're only doing per month. We're not going to do per year.
Yeah.
If we were to do per year, we would do that, right? Yeah, but we're only we're going to consider for 1 month.
Okay.
But does this work for Netflix? Corey says no.
I say yeah.
Oh, you said yes.
I think it would.
Okay, but what is
We can take out the X though.
Why?
If we're only doing 1 month.
Yeah, it's only 1 month.
Right. So talk about that. Why? Tell Michelle why.
Do you know why?
Because we are only playing it once.
Oh, fancy. Yeah, we also have that one too if you want to use that. I'm sorry? So this is months. We're just, okay, I know you guys.
That's not months.
Oh, what's this?
This is completely separate.
Right, but
That
what is on your X? What's this?
Starting.
I wrote graph
Like,
upside
cause you'll start at $100 for Apple TV and go up by 5 each movie. But I don't. Maybe I should.
But okay, so this is our X-axis, right? And typically, what goes on the X-axis? Not the constant. What variable goes on the x-axis? That is a variable, yes.
The independent.
The independent variable. So here's what I'm going to give you, and then I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let you guys figure it out yourselves. Is that is what is it? What did you say this stood for again? The starting point, right, or the initial value. Does the initial value? Does this have anything?
Yes.
Is that the independent? No.
It doesn't.
I don't know. You just said. Ah.
Yeah, because you don't need movies.
Don't try to trick us. Don't try to.
Ooh, fancy. All right, now what about this?
Netflix is the only one that doesn't. It doesn't matter what amount of movies you get. It's always going to be the same.
So, yeah, talk to them about that. All right, what you got? All right, $1.70. How'd you get $1.70 to $1.20?
It was 1.2 and then 0.5, so we added them together.
We just added the gas.
Okay. Okay, that's good. All right, so now what? If I'm your parent and you come home to me and you just show me this, I'm gonna have no idea. Pretend like I'm not a math teacher, but if you come home and show me this, I'm gonna have no
Because the
idea.
wireless adapter, you only pay $40.
Right, but I'm gonna have no idea which one's the better deal.
Better deal is Netflix.
Wow.
Do you have to
Why?
write it down? Okay.
No, because you have it here.
Plug in a number. We plugged in a number right there.
That was based off your old data.
Fine then. There we go. New data.
All right, good. So this is what you guys got. Where'd you guys get $1.70 from?
That's a lot easier. 10 movies. So 10 with Netflix.
Okay, so what you're saying here, there is that
would be adding up every time.
yeah. So for each movie, like if I go get Frozen, I don't know why I'm stuck on Frozen, but if I go rent it, it's like you know you like it. Okay, if I'm gonna go get Frozen, it's gonna yes. You've probably seen it 1,000 times, haven't you? All right, so it's gonna cost me $1.20 to rent it, but then to get there and get home, it's gonna cost me an extra 50 cents. So I like the way that you guys did that. All right, so as I just told Logan's group, if you come home to me and I'm your parent, not a math teacher, this is great, but how does it help me decide which is the better deal?
We have to put how many movies we get.
I don't know. You tell. Actually, I do know, but I'm not going to tell you. You guys know.
It's just
Well, this one's
how
gonna
many
stay the
movies.
same, and if you watch
Right? Keep talking.
if you watch a lot of movies, then this is gonna be the best deal.
Well, can you prove it to me besides your equations? Because your equations are great. Your equations tell me a lot of stuff.
It's the only other thing.
Okay.
However many. Or we'd have to do a table. Table would be.
Why did you just ask me at 49 instead of
One way or the other.
There's not a constant rate of change. It's constantly the 9. Okay, so but if you guys come home to me and Margaret says, Mom, I need to watch a this. I want to get Netflix. How do I know like which one's the better deal? Because I'm not going to understand these equations.
Well, if you're only gonna get one movie, and Redbox is gonna be the best.
You're so fancy. All right. I like it when you're sassy. This is sassy. All right, talk to me about this. Corey.
You need, hold on, wait, no.
Yeah.
You're paying for a wireless adapter, and that'll be $40. And it's $9 a month.
Yep.
So add all together, it's $49.
Yep. Good. All right,
No,
so.
hold on, wait, don't you have to pay for internet every
So
month?
this, yeah, but we're not factoring that in. All right, so this is really amazing because it helps me see it like graphically and see it as a picture. Is your mom gonna get this if you take it home to her and you were trying to explain that you want to get Netflix or Apple TV? All right, we'll talk a lot because apparently you talk a lot that I never hear you talk a lot. So why should I get Netflix? Because it looks here that it's cheaper.
Well, again,
That's what I need
it
to
depends on how many movies you get per month.
Show me on the graph. Show me where it depends. Show me where it depends.
Right here.
Show me.
I just showed you.
Well, I Yes.
All right, what we get? Oh, so you guys came up with fancy equations as well. All right, so Netflix, you got y equals 9 plus 40. So the 9 is what?
The cost of it.
Okay. All right. Good. Guys, about 2 minutes left, and then we're gonna put our boards up front. Are you guys finished? Put your board up.
It's a whole class for like another.
Sorry, didn't mean to hit you.
Show you.
Show me when it's cheaper.
Right there.
Yes.
After right here.
It's finished. Mark, you can put yours up.
Miss Red, we showed you again, and you said showed us.
How come they don't have to do it?
It's cheap.
Because that's what you guys chose to do. That's how they chose to show it.
But we have that.
No, we just.
Okay, so first question is 50 cents there and back.
It's just one trip.
Okay, and this for zero. This is red box, so it's $40 to start.
Yep.
So for one movie, would it be $41.70, or would you just put $1 instead? Because it's 120 plus 50.
What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think that it works like that.
You think that what?
I think it works like that.
You think it works like that?
Yeah, you just
So for one movie,
somebody onto it because
but you're talking.
Yeah, it's not. I know, but that's what we're asking. Because we're paying for it. So is this like the total? Right?
The total cost. Total cost. Yes, ma'am.
Wait, so 50 cents, is that just to get there?
Yeah, to get there and back. Yep.
Remember.
Yes, I want you to put yours up.
Is that good showing the cheapest point at all time?
Yep.
Thanks.
All right. Yep, go ahead and put it up for me. Yep, on the board.
Oh, mine's upside down again.
I'm gonna try this one more time.
I was just trying to make it pretty, Zach. Might crush my dreams.
Okay, put it on top of it. It'll work. It'll work.
That's not gonna work.
No, it'll work. It'll work. Let's do it. On top. No, let's do it.
No, put it underneath. Put it underneath. Go underneath. Up. Yeah, like that.
All right, one more minute. You guys are just gonna have to show what you have.
Hey, we need to do it all the way through the chair.
Feeling that somewhere along the way, this guy got disconnected. Is it connected?
She said not factored in.
Oh yeah, can I just see this for a second?
Like we didn't add like 40 to what we did to it.
She said I think she said not factored.
Can't come up with one? Why? Okay. Tia, I'm gonna let your group continue to work.
We do work and stuff. Wait,
just write no for Apple. Just big no.
wait, why 0.30x?
And
Because that's 30 cents.
I'm really bummed out that this isn't working. Okay.
Adds up to 90,
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, guys. Okay, so let's start over here with, this is Tyra's group over here. If you can't see, I will hold it up for you. So talk to me about what you guys found out.
It wasn't really much of a difference in what it was last time. You just added the gas.
So you just add the gas in.
Increases the price a lot.
Okay, and so based on this, you guys wrote some pretty equations, and I'm very proud of your equations because I never told you to do that. But which one do you think is the better deal?
Netflix.
Why?
Because
It's
just less.
Okay, because it stays the same. All right, so I'm hearing the same arguments everywhere because it stays the same. Yellow group, go.
We had the same answer, so it was still cheaper.
Okay. And this time you used different numbers?
Yeah, we used 10 instead of 60.
They used 10 instead of 60, so at 10,
Not many
this is
people-
going to cost
$49.
$49. Rent to 10 movies on Apple TV, you get what?
$150.
Yep, and I
57
like the way you guys added the gas in too, by the way. And so did you guys. And at Redbox, how much is it?
$57.
57. And so you still think that at 10 movies that Netflix is the cheapest?
Yeah.
Okay, pink group, go. Am I holding it right?
Other way. Other way.
What am I doing to this board?
Everything.
Yeah, rotating. Go. No?
Oh, alright, I guess.
Kane?
So we're talking about like what we did for each one or whatever?
Yeah, talk to me. Which one did you think's the better buy, better deal?
Well, I think Netflix.
Okay.
Issue is, yeah.
So which equation? Tell me which one. Tell me which one this is for.
Redbox.
This is for Redbox, and what? Read this equation to me.
Y equals 120x plus
120.
No, it's
1.20.
Yeah, so $1.20.
Yeah, x plus $40.50.
Okay, so somebody talk to me about this equation. Is that equation? Good job, guys. But is that equation right?
No.
Alex.
The 50 cents is been added to the
Yeah.
Yep, the 120. Margaret.
The movie cents should have been added to the 120 because every time that you go, it's like every time that you go, it's gonna go up.
Yeah. 50 cents. Isn't that what you were going to say? Yep. So Goldie, Kane, Jackie, does that make sense? Is that becomes part of your rate of change. It doesn't stay an initial value, right? Okay, and then on Netflix you did great. You just didn't do what? You kind of need to add these together because you're paying $9 and $40, so together you get 49. Yep. All right, and beautiful here. We don't need any explanation because they're the same things. Start talking to me, orange group. They made a table, which is what the blue group did. Okay, and it just go for it. Go ahead.
Okay, we all think that this is kind of wrong, but we tried to do a table since each one has a starting value, and then you try to make an equation to add each one each time. So it's like Redbox, you pay $40 for the what was it, wireless adapter?
Yeah, wireless adapter.
And then each time you're paying $170 when you add the gas and the movie together. So we tried to do we did 1.7x plus 40 equals y, how much it would cost each time. But then we kind of got stuck because you're not paying $40 each time for the wireless adapter.
Right. So that just becomes your initial value.
So, yeah, so each y was just the total that you've paid, overall.
Okay. So looking at everybody else's equations and their tables, does it sort of make sense now?
We have the same equation.
You have, except for Netflix. Okay. All right. Go, Zach.
Alright.
So they took a little different approach. They wrote an equation just like everybody else. Your equations are good. You could have done what to Netflix though?
49, yeah.
Yeah, you could have made it 49. But talk to me about that. About your graph.
So on the graph, we highlighted Netflix and part of Redbox is in black because at the time they were the cheapest.
Oh, at what time?
In the beginning.
In the beginning, like what?
First two movies, the Redbox would be cheaper, but if you need more than that, it would then go to Netflix as the cheapest. Apple TV is just not even in question, and that's really it.
Okay, so does everybody see the point here where they intersect? Where these two graphs, or these two basically equations intersect? Is that up until, I think, I can't really tell, but what is it?
Like 49.
Seven movies that you would rent?
7 movies.
Yep. Does the blue group show us on our graph? Oh no, you guys have not. That was from last time, right? or tables.
We didn't put like the
So, could you have created a table like those guys started to do that shows this?
Yeah.
Yep. So, I want to expand on what Zach said. Is that Zach said up until here, Netflix was more expensive, Logan, and then actually Redbox was the cheapest. But how can you tell that from the graph? Is it easier to tell from the graph, the equation, or the tables?
Probably tables.
You like the tables?
I like the graphs.
You like the graphs? The equations help when you know how many movies we're running, right? But we don't know how many movies we're running. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you a few practice problems to work on that are very similar to this, but they're only dealing with two things and not one. Are you guys good with that?
Sure.
So when I say go, I need you to put your lids on top of your markers inside of your socks. And no, there's nothing else that we need to collect. But before I do that, I just want to go back to the whole idea of a point of intersection between two equations. Okay? Do they have a common point?
Yeah.
Yes. So looking at Zach's equation, I can't show you mine because the camera's not working, but sorry Zach and Colin and Michelle, but my graph is much better because you can actually see it. It's very similar. But up until right about here, at about 6 movies, they cost the exact same. Yep. So it kind of helps you figure out and make predictions and make choices about when two different things come together. What would be the cost, the equal cost then, if that's where they intersected?
$50.
So roughly, let's just roughly estimate $50.
Something like that.
Yep. And then our number of movies, which was our x-axis, I said roughly is about, but nobody watches 6.5 movies, so it would be 6. So could we say those are the coordinates where they intersect?
Yeah.
Yep. And does that make sense that at 6 movies it costs $50 and that's the equal cost? Okay, tomorrow we're going to expand on this a little bit more, but I'm going to go ahead and pass out your stuff, and when I say go, Colton, will you pick up stuff? You ready? Set, go. I'm going to get this here. And there is a front and a back, and whatever you don't finish, you can finish for homework.
Fun.
And if you want to start off working together, you can do that. Margaret, you went ahead and put those at the whiteboards and the things up. And good job on your tables, too. There's enough for Colton. So do you guys see what... Did you see the part about the red box? About how that would be added into it? Okay, all right, so let's look at these. So we're gonna start on this. Whatever you don't finish is for homework. And if this first problem, guys, you want to work with your group members, you are more than welcome to do that.
Can I borrow an eraser?
Jonas needs a cell phone. Jonas needs a cell phone. I need a cell phone too. I know, just kidding.
Good. Good. Yep. Good. Yeah, how did you guys get that? How'd you get it, Ashlyn? The equations.
Because that 30 is the starting.
Okay.
This is how much you're charging.
Yeah, will you ever pay that $30 again?
No.
No. Good. So it's your initial value. True, that's a good point. If you leave service and come back. Tara, you can ask, if you need to ask someone at your group, you can ask them. It's okay. All right, well, it's the same kind of thing we talked about earlier. What's your independent variable and what's your dependent variable? Well, we don't need that exactly yet, but we need to label, we need to figure out, does minutes go there or does cost go there?
Minutes would be X.
Whoa, minutes
Minutes
and,
would be X because minutes aren't going to change. Right?
or what's another way to say that?
Minutes
Constant.
are independent.
Because
It's constant.
the cost,
Changes.
With time.
Independent.
the cost changes
Twice.
what?
Twice.
Price, right, but
We
the
know
cost.
what we're saying, but we don't know the words.
Yeah, that changes over what time?
Over minutes.
Thank you. So what you're trying to say, I think, right, is that the reason why it's deep independent is because, or the reason why cost is dependent is because it depends on the number of minutes that you talk, right? Got it.
Thank you, Miss.
Logan, is it something that you can ask one of them? Have you asked your group and no one knows? Have you guys talked about this yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I get that this is minutes and that this is cost per
Right.
week, but like we don't understand like how are we supposed to graph that? Like,
What do you need in order to graph something?
Equation.
Okay, or an equation. What else?
A table.
A table.
you don't need a table.
Change.
You could use a table. You don't have to. But so could you write an equation based off of that?
Yeah, but still how would I graph that? Because it would be like so like spread out between the two numbers.
Well, look at how Cassie's already has labeled her graphs. Hold on.
Wait, how did you label it? Equation.
Yeah, I did. Remember what at the very beginning I started, I said a systems is when the point where two equations
So we-
meet.
So we graph both of these?
And
Alright.
figure out where it meets.
What am I supposed to graph? Like how?
Okay, so think of it as a regular linear equation, right? So here, where do you start when you graph a linear equation? At 0? Yeah, and what does that represent?
Come on, you're erasing really fast. Like, it's really fast.
Come on, you're right here.
Like your initial value.
Next time I'm giving me a pencil with an eraser.
So start at 30. Okay. So you're saying at 0 minutes, I pay $30. That's what this is saying, right? But what if I talk 1 minute? What would my next point be? Would it be you're just forgetting about the $30 that you've already paid? $30.25. Yep, and you keep going. Yep. Guys, and on the front, if you want to make your graph broken a little bit, so it doesn't necessarily have to start at 1. If you want to break it so it can start at 20 or 30, you can do that. Okay? Like do you remember how to show a broken graph? Like this, and then you would go better than that, and then you would go 20. It just shows that you missed out on those spots. Okay. All right, guys. I know you have questions, but what I need to go ahead and bless you and wrap up is that the first page is very similar to what we did before. So you're writing the equation based off the word problem, and then on the back, I've already given you equations, and you're just practicing graphing them and figuring out where those the system of equations meet. Does that make sense? Got it? All right, so go ahead and put this up.